You ever catch yourself saying, oh, I feel so old. Oh, maybe it's when you get up and you feel all achy. Or maybe it's when you see someone doing something and you're like, even if I really, really wanted to, I totally couldn't do that. Well, what if I told you that feeling old isn't actually about your age, but it's really related to what you're doing? And what if you're doing things that make you feel and function older than you need to be? In this video, I'll help you understand why you're feeling old and what you can do to change that starting today. So let's do it. So here's the concept. How old you feel and how old you act and function isn't necessarily related to your biological age. Sure, there's some correlation there. A 101-year-old isn't going to feel like a 20-year-old, but there's a lot of things that aren't linked to how old you actually are. Your brain actually takes cues from how you act, from your behaviors. When you act old, your brain sends signals that you are, in fact, old, or you feel old, or you function old. So what kind of things do we think of when we think about what old people do? And I'm not saying this is real. These are all stereotypes. But people who are not acting functional or acting what we consider to be young do certain things. Things like they don't move their bodies. When you don't move your body every day, you get stiff. You get more tired. You feel like you just can't really function. Well, yeah, it's because you're not moving your body on a regular basis. It actually can't function. When people start feeling achy and creaky and like they're just older than they should be, they aren't usually eating in an inspired way or any kind of way that's remotely healthy. Processed food, nutrient-poor food, leaves your body feeling tired, fatigued, and just kind of hungry all the time. Really irritating. People who feel old and don't function well skip the fun. They skip new things. They get stuck in a rut. They kind of sit around. They kind of do the same thing. And they just feel like, oh, this is the way life is supposed to be. When you do that, you are stagnating mentally. Of course, you're going to feel old and cruddy. People who feel old or function old oftentimes don't have nourishing, rejuvenating social connections. Their relationships aren't necessarily healthy or supportive. And you know the biggest killer? The negative self-talk. Oh, I'm so old. Oh, I'm too old to do anything. Oh, I'm too creaky. Oh, my body can't do that. I'm too tired for anything. Constantly saying, I'm too old for this, trains your brain and your body to believe that it's true. So what do people who feel younger and function younger actually do? How are they behaving? They're doing things that send the opposite message to their brain and to their body. Let's start with the movement piece. They try to move every single day. And it's not like they're out running marathons every day. Just moving your body at all. Getting up, getting outside, moving around in any way that actually works for you. Staying active, using your body keeps you energized and mobile. So you're not stuck in a chair or a wheelchair or using a walker. Younger feeling and acting people generally eat in a way that actually nourishes their body. You know, I go on and on ad nauseum about this idea of the mind style of eating. We want to delay problems with our brain, so we fuel our body in a way that makes us feel better, but actually act younger and more functional. People who feel better and younger and act more functional in those ways prioritize some fun. They prioritize being curious or trying new things, and they're not always good at them. Trying something new, introducing that novelty aspect is part of that neuroregeneration or neuroplasticity of helping our brain cells actually be younger and more functional. People who act and feel younger surround themselves with people who are supportive and loving, people where they have a connection. They limit relationships or time or set boundaries around the toxic relationships, the draining relationships. That can be really hard to do. And people who act and feel younger challenge those negative thoughts. They consciously choose to think and feel differently about themselves rather than, oh, I could never do that kind of stuff. Might be, gosh, I've never done that, or I haven't done it yet. Gosh, I wonder what it would be like to try. If you decide to start doing some of these things, your brain is going to receive a very different message, and therefore your body will feel and act differently. So oftentimes when people get to this point where they're like, okay, I understand what you're saying. My behaviors actually impact my brain chemistry, the way I feel, the way I function, but I'm just pretty much overwhelmed. I just can't make all of these changes. Well, good news is you don't have to make huge changes. James Clear is so helpful in his amazing book, Atomic Habits, where he talks about the power of small changes. He says you're casting a vote. Every time we engage in some kind of behavior, we're casting a vote to be that kind of person. So let's take the physical part. You don't have to go for an hour-long jog today. Get outside and move around. If you don't ever do that, getting some shoes on and walking outside and wandering around your neighborhood is going to be a great step in the right direction. Every time you choose movement, you eat something that's a tiny bit healthier, you think about your relationships and spend some time trying to relate to somebody in a positive way. All of these little things are votes in the direction of you being younger and more functional and feeling better in your own body. So it's one thing you can do today that might improve brain health. Well, here's my prime example. I grew up not eating a great diet. And it's not that my family didn't have access to organic farm fresh foods. We had miles of garden. We were constantly eating fruits and vegetables and so on. But it was a Midwest farm family. So we ate lots of meat, red meat, and processed food, refined food. Butter was on everything. Cream is in everything. Just really wasn't very healthy. And the peanut butter that I grew up with was Jif. And growing up, lots of people loved crunchy. I detested crunchy. I really liked creamy Jif. As I got older, I thought I was so refined because I shifted to the crunchy Jif, and I was so pleased with this. And every morning I'd have my peanut butter sandwich. And I thought I was doing even better because I'd stick it on whole wheat bread. And I'm like, okay, cool. I've got my Jif on my whole wheat bread. Well, recently I started looking at Jif's ingredients. And come to find out, it's not all that healthy for you. So here's my tip of the day for all you Jif eaters out there. And yes, I realize that I am ruining any potential sponsorship from Jif in the near future or the distant future. But one small change that I made was like, well, maybe there's some kind of peanut butter or nut butter or something out there that might actually be healthier for me. And voila, at my local Costco, yes, I do love Costco, Kirkland brand mixed nut butter with seeds. Whoa. Now, if we look at this, and now I don't have my glasses on, the ingredients are almonds, cashews, pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, and flax seeds. Done. No other unhealthy oils, no added sugars, no added salt. It is delicious. It is lovely. So there you have it. One change you can make. And really, once I started eating that type of healthier nut butter, I taste Jif now, and I'm like, ugh. So your taste buds really do change. So I have videos. I have videos upon videos upon videos of eating a certain way, moving your body, how you do that, what the research says about it, being social, making friends, connecting with people. I have so many free videos. Please go check them all out. It might propel you on your way to making these changes and feeling so much better today. But what if you've tried all this before? You're like, yeah, I've got the nut butter down, or, I started going for walks for a couple of weeks and it felt great. And then it just kind of drops off. I tried that. It didn't work. I started some kind of exercise thing. I started trying to hang out with people. It didn't stick. It happens to a lot of people. If for some reason all those videos just don't work for you, all of the stuff online that's available to you, if you haven't been able to make it happen, I'm starting a new program, and I'm rolling out the idea of how we can support each other to function better, functional aging, be younger than our biological age. So look in the description below for a link about that. Join our weekly newsletter. It's free. I'm going to be telling people in our community more about this, and I can't wait to actually see you there because it is going to be a really fun adventure. All right. I'll see you at the next one.